Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa, and today I'm going to be making some journal cards, and I've decided to use a couple things. First off, I was gifted, well, through Facebook Marketplace, or I think it was maybe one of the Facebook groups. Somebody in my town had these little baby books. Like, how cute. There's a grammar, atlas, spelling, dictionary, thesaurus. They're tiny little books. How fun. So I think I maybe used one page on it, so I thought I really need to break these guys out and do something about it. So I went ahead and I ripped some pages out of the atlas, which didn't rip so good. I ripped some out of the dictionary, the spelling guide, the grammar guide, and I didn't take any from the thesaurus. The thesaurus is very similar to the dictionary, but I figured let's do that anyway. Now these books appear to be glued in, so I did my best to kind of break the spine, and then take a look and see if I can figure out they're still like in signature mode where they're folded into each other, but they're not sewn, they're glued. So I figured I would just grab a packet in the center because it's like where I can split the most and rip, and most of them ripped out pretty good. Like I said, the atlas was the first one I did and didn't rip as pretty for that. I wonder if I can get a couple more pages out of here. There we go. This has, oh, those are all the states. I don't think I have any states. I think I took all international. Yeah, fun stuff. So if you ever see tiny little books, don't pass them by because I think they're fun to play with. So I do have, well, those are interesting. Map legends, so those could be fun to play with. Half a globe, I like it. All right, so I'm gonna put these to the side because I believe I pulled out enough. All right, so the other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play with my floral book, the sticker book. The link is in the description from Amazon. The last time I checked, it was yesterday. This book was still on sale. So it's a fun book to play with. I'm going to pull florals out of there, and I'm going to play with just regular cardstock bases. This one I glued together. These were papers from the mail journal that I'm doing. What's in your mail? They're papers from there. I glued two of them together. This is a paper from this collection, the Tim Holtz correspondence for the 8x8s. I have that one folded down. This was just a random piece I found, and I have another random piece, and then I thought I might take some from this, which is from Hobby Lobby, Uncharted. It's just a bunch of maps in there, and they're a nice, well, I think 4.5 by 6.5. So nice big journal of cards I was going to do. I'm also going to play with that clear tape that I made for the alcohol inks in there. So, all right, let's move these bases that I haven't done aside with these, and I'll show you the few that I have completed already. Oh, and I think I'm going to throw some gesso on there too. All right, so a few I've completed. This one, fun purple, and you see a little bit of gesso on there, and the flower from the book, a ticket. There is some of the alcohol ink tape, and it was just, like I said, on one of those Uncharted 4.5 by 6.5 cards. A little bit of the spelling book behind it, and a simple flower. So I thought that was fun. This is one of the Tim Holtz, where I took the 8x8 and cut it down to 4x4, piece of the map, floral, some of that alcohol ink tape, and a label. And this one, oops, got a piece of paper on there. This is one of the 8.5 by, or 8x8s of Tim Holtz, similar to this, where I just folded it up to make a pocket. So if I wanted to, I could put something in there. You can either use this as a journal card and tuck it in, and then have something that able to go in there, like be able to put some sort of, tag or something in there. Or I can glue this to a page for a side tuck, pocket, etc. So this has another one of the maps in there, and I put a map and the dictionary on there. The backs of those were kind of fun. And then this one was also made from the Uncharted. It's more of a yellow one, and then some orange flowers. Got a little ticket, stamping, the atlas along with the spelling one, and again, swooshing of the gesso just to kind of lighten it up. So I think these are fun and really simple to make. So let's make a few. Okay, I have these bases, and maybe I should grab one more of these Uncharted. That could be fun. A neutral. All right, let's go with a neutral. I don't think I have a beige. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so I did go through and I did round the corners on these a little bit. So I'm going to take these are bigger cards, so I decided to use the larger punch with the smallest hole. And I did pull out I have my photo, a regular distressed vintage photo, but I also pulled out my black soot because a lot of these papers had already been like blackened on the outside, so I thought I would just keep that up for that. Okay, all right, so let's throw, since I did gesso this one already off camera, so it is drying. This one was fun. It has butterflies with little lines on the back, so I thought that'd be fun. But let's throw a little bit of gesso on these so it gets a few minutes to dry, and we'll be able to play with those in a bit. All right, I'm going to take my book here, and I'm going to just kiss. Looks like I might need to mix this up. Find something better to mix this up with, though. So I don't want to, whoops. I don't want a lot of paint on here to do it. I do want just light strokes just to give it a bit of a haze. And I did go over the finished cards a bit and put some on top of the maps and the words when we're done. So I might go back and do that also. A big chunk there. All right, we can let that dry. Just adds a little bit of fun to it and gives it a little bit more of a, I think, a dreamy look. Okay, call that one. See, these are pretty white to begin with, so I don't think it's going to need too much. This was a fun paper. It has like the inside of a airmail envelope on the back. It's very fun. And this one also kind of light, so probably go over, like I said, I put a darker map or the flowers on there and go over that. Just a little bit in there to start. Okay, put this to the side and we'll come back to it later. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this page because it's got some wet glue on there. My luck, as it is, I'm already messy. All right, I'm back. So we're gonna start on this one because this was drying a little bit longer, and I think I'm gonna put the maps on the lighter ones. So I think this one will be okay with some words. These are they're just different. They got different fonts, and this one I believe was the grammar one. This is the thesaurus. Let's use the thesaurus. So I'm just gonna rip a piece. Just to put it up there. And work a little bit down here. And all right, let's go with a little bit of black on this. the black and white. Looks good together, I think. And we'll just, this paper's pretty light, so we can kind of crunch it and put a little bit of distress on the crunches, really kind of grunge it up a little bit. This book has been through a lot. All right, of course, I have a truck in my circle, my cul-de-sac. They are coming to fill in some aprons, curbs. They were here this morning at 7:30, joyously waking me up. Yeah, I was like, seriously, isn't there like a time ordinance? Like you can't wake people up before a certain time. So hopefully that's not too loud. Usually when I hear it, it's not as loud, but I don't know. He honked earlier, so there's a good chance he might honk again. All right, so we got that, and we can probably put, like I said, I'll put the floral on there, but I also have tickets and stuff like that. So let's see what kind of floral we want to put on this. Now, I think the prettiest ones are like the tall, skinny ones. They seem to work well on these. I like the few that I've made so far. Like that would be pretty on there with the purple and the orange. Keep my hand there. That would be pretty too. I'm gonna run out of hands. Ooh, those are really pretty, but the circulars, I don't know if those would work. I'll have to figure out something to do with those. I know, I probably should have picked out florals beforehand, but there's so many to choose from. I used a similar one on there. That would have been pretty with it, but I think I want something opposite of the orange. Ooh, that would be pretty. I know I said opposite of the orange, but I like that one. Okay, so I'm just gonna come through and see if I can just ink the edge a little bit. It's hard to ink the edge when after you take the sticker out because it's thin. So I like to ink that a little bit. Just dulls the outside a bit, and yeah, that's super pretty. All right, so I think I need an orange ticket too. I'm gonna just lay that down gently. All right, I do have these orange tickets. That'd be pretty there. And maybe, I wonder if it's too bright to put, but I mean, nice fun contrast, wouldn't it? But I think I'm gonna skip that one, and I think I might let's put some of this on here. This is just, it has some nautical themes to it, which would be kind of fun. I've got the two journals, the travel journal in yellow, and then I do have the mail journal, which has a bit of a travel theme to it. All right, let's put it down here. There goes the dump truck. All right, let's do a bit of a wrap around. I'll glue that there, and then we'll look for some sort of label or number. All right, I did notice that some of these were coming up a little bit. I don't know if it was because of the gesso. I mean, they're sticky on my fingers, but I didn't want to take a chance. So put a little extra glue on there. I don't think there really is a right way or a wrong way this can go. So pretty. I have that sitting there. I have some random, if I have random papers laying around, I do some stamping. I'll throw a little bit of, I'll keep the random paper, throw a few stamps on there, and just put it in my little handy bucket over there. Yeah, I like it. Okay, let's throw that on there. Call this one done. Yeah, cute. Now I do have mix a little bit of the, throw a little bit on there and call that one done. Okay, love it. Okay, put that to the side so it can dry. And this one seems pretty dry. All right, let's use a bit of the spelling. All right, let's do that. And we'll put some ink on there just to grunge it up. Yeah, these little books are perfect sizes for these cards. I mean, I have larger dictionaries and stuff, but you know, obviously the font is usually a little bit bigger. And I'll just throw a little bit of vintage photo on here just to, that is nice and grungy now. I love it. Okay, so we've got that, and let's find a fun flower for that. Start from the front. And these would be very cool. I like the colors with them. I just want something taller, not round and short. That's a nice size, just not the color. Not the color I'm looking for. Well, isn't that fun? Maybe I could put a couple on here. Ooh, that's fun too. You can put those two. Throw a little ink. Ink-a-dink-a-doo. And we might use that. I'll throw a little ink on him. Okay, let's see what we can come up with that. All right, we got you. And I could go ahead and I was thinking about cutting a little bit of the edge off more to make it less with the border. Do that, and then put this flower leaf behind it. Yeah, I like it. Okay, let's do that. No rule says you only can use one sticker, right? All right, let's put this somewhere where it's not going to stay because we need to get this glued down. All right, I think I'm going to glue this on this side. This leaf is more on that side. We could do that. And put something down at the bottom, like a big label. Oops. I keep that out just in case. All right, let's do that one. New holiday parfait. I don't know what it means, but I like the colors. And we'll do a little washi tape. All right, so wrap that around and just gonna ink the edges on this. I think it'll be okay. It's a fairly, these are washi tapes, so they're fairly thin, but just want a little bit of an edge on there. Still shows the words through there. I like that. And maybe a yellow ticket to go with those yellow flowers. Oops, ripped. There we go. There we go. All right, we add a little bit of this. That could be fun. Do this yellow orange right here. Let's do a little bit of this. So we're just gonna cut a little off. Okay, well, it's touched the paper right there, and it wasn't about to come up, so that's where it's gonna live. That is where it's gonna live. All right, let's add a little bit of glue to this. As there's 3 stickers, we don't want any of them to come out. Yeah, I like that. Just throw a little bit of lines on there. Kind of just ties them together. Yeah, I like it. Okay. Well, that one is fun. Should have put something right down there because that's where the paper should have got ripped. And just think a little stamp, a little something will be fun to do. All right. Nice and light. Looks like a shadow. Yeah, I like that. Didn't need something too bright. Just to take the edge off of that white. And okay, beautiful. I love it. Let's get this bag out of the way. I don't know if I'll use that again. All right. Move that and move that to finish. All right, let's do this one. Or actually, let's do this one. Might have to check the time and see how it's going. All right. So I thought this one could be fun. I'm gonna rip it down a bit smaller. I don't think I want it that big. Let's take a little bit more off this side. All right, they put it there. How'd you like that pen sticking out? And I may end up just, instead of having it ripped, I'll go back and cut it. So we'll see. We'll see how it looks. and go from there. We'll find some lovely floral to go with it. Now, I'm doing these with florals just because I like to, when I kind of find something I like, I've done this before when I mass make stuff, just pick one thing, kind of go with it. But, I mean, obviously this, you could put anything on these. Okay, that'll be in the pocket, but that'll be okay. You could, you know, birds, mushrooms, people. I mean, a Tim Holtz person could go fabulously on there. But I don't like to pull everything out, especially when I'm on camera, because it takes a while. And if I have to take a while, I might have to edit it. And oops. Yeah, that'll be fun. So if even though I want a little bit of word on there to have fun. We'll see how that goes. I'll find the flower and see if that goes with it. But this breaks up the color a little bit. Yeah, let's see how that goes. Okay, floral book. Yeah, like I said, this is probably perfect for a little Tim Holtz person, but I would have to dig them out. All right, let's start almost further back. That would be pretty on there. It's kind of like that darker burgundy. Oops. I like that one. Now they, like I said, I didn't want to have the flower take up most of this space. I just wanted it to be a little bit smaller. Now, obviously that last one, I changed my mind. I went with a big grouping, but this is kind of how I envisioned it when I was thinking about doing these, was to have the map pages or whatever be more of the focal point, and these just get added on as fun. Yeah, I think we'll need a little bit of these are really sticky. That or my finger has glue all over it. All right, let's do that. And I would lean more toward my finger has glue all over it. Yeah, it's subtle. We could put something down there. That could be kind of fun. Those colors are kind of fun. I'm telling you, I got such random stuff in this little bucket over here. I just never know what I'm going to find. It's usually the, what usually ends up in there is clean up and put stuff away, and then I'll see like this laying on the floor, and the envelope this went in is long gone. So I just put it in a little bucket. Yeah, I like it's got the yellows and the oranges and the like burgundy color and the black. Yeah, I like that. I like it. And we'll just throw a little bit of that washi tape on there. And how about a little ticket? Yeah, it leaves room to, like I said, we can, I'll glue this pocket up. And you can put a little card in there, tuck something in. There we go. I had a problem with this last time I used it. It was volcanoing out. go. I know it's just a tiny corner, but if I'm going to be putting cards in there, in and out, I didn't want that sticking up. Yeah, so you just be able to stick a little card in there and call that a day. I like it. I don't think it really needs anything else. I'm going to put a little swoosher. A little swoosh of that on there. Yeah, I like it. I like it. It's fun. All right, to the side to dry. All right. Let's do this one. I haven't really, I guess I just did a map on that one. Let's do this one. Actually, this one could be fun. I wonder if I cut this out instead of ripping it. Let's give that a shot, because this is kind of a fun little, it's got little coordinates on there. Keep those. The degrees, latitude, longitude degrees. They're teeny tiny. All right, so I'll wrap this around. Nah, I won't. Just plain white. No need to wrap that around. I will put it to the edge. Yeah, and then I can have like a flower down there and something else. I like that. Okay. Let's grunge up the world. Okay. So most of these are just random. I'm not really meaning them for them to go anywhere. I did pick a couple of the colors, like I said, to go with some of the journals I'm doing. But they won't all end up going in there. But I think a lot of them are random enough that if I need to, I can just, you know, use them wherever I want to. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Now, flower. I think some washi tape will be fun on that too. Probably the orange. I like the orange. I think the orange would be fun. Orange and blue always look fun together. So let's see if we can find a flower that goes with that. Yeah, like I said, I don't want it too big. I want it to kind of rest in there. Hey, you're too small. You're pretty, but you're too small. Bird of Paradise, that is cool. I really like all those colors in there. I thought I saw there was a bigger one in here though. I keep my hand there. There it is. Yeah, I like that one. We're gonna go with that. Okay, just dull down that purple that's on the outside a little bit. Booyah. Okay. Oops, forgot to put glue on there. Okay, hopefully it's sticky enough. All right, so this definitely can use a little bit of this think I'm gonna split this in half a little bit. Alright, I think I'll say I was thinking about putting one at the top, but I think I will save it. Yeah, I like it. Okay, now for some sort of maybe a ticket. A little bit of a green. A little bit sticking out, but all right, and I like the thought of the north, south, east, west. I just don't know if it really fits well on here anywhere. I could put it up there and I'll hold that out just in case. Just in case. I want to make a statement. I think I want to make a statement. Trim this down a little bit. Nip the edges so it doesn't look so new. I got the tiniest piece of orange tape on my finger, and it's gonna go right on there. Okay, this is a little thicker cardboardy kind of stuff, so I'll art glitter glue it down. All right, I made a statement. Now, I'm gonna just trim this a little because these were kind of just cut out roughly, not really to the size of the tag. And we'll just see what it looks like. Nipped and grunged. Oh yeah, I like it. Look what a difference it makes from going from a big white piece of paper, not grunged, not trimmed down, to dressed up. I love it. I just put a tiny, tiny, tiny little piece of I gotta be careful. This stuff, when it gets on, I accidentally put a piece over another piece. It doesn't like to come apart. There's a link in the description too for the clear transparent tape. Yeah, that's cute. Just enough. Just enough. So just add a little bit of white onto that. You can still see the white back there. Add a little white onto the ocean. It's hard to tell. And a little white on the tape there. Yeah, I like it. Almost looks like one of those film strips that kind of gets scratched a little bit, or a photo gets scratched a little. I like it. All right, I have one more, and I think I have enough time to do it. This is too wide for a pocket, but I think it is too wide for a pocket. Yeah, those are 6.5. Okay, that's let's go. I really do like the maps. Unfortunately, I think the map book is probably one of the skinniest books in that pile. I think most of it was, let's take a little bit more of that orange off. Most of it was like the source, or not the thesaurus, the dictionary was the thickest book. Lots of words. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Throw a little bit of the lines on there now. Okay. And I think got a little bit of words. We'll kind of break that up, grunge this up. I'm definitely gonna have to wash my hands after this between the gesso and the inking. Yeah, I'll break that up a little bit. Okay, let's find something pretty to put on there. I think this one can deserve a bigger one. So I'm not gonna totally try to find a tall, skinny one. That's pretty. I wish this didn't have as much pink on it as it does. Now, I do have some cutout floral that I could take a look at if I don't find something I like in here. But there's so many choices in this book that I have a feeling I will find something. I really wish these were bigger. I like those a lot. Those will be on another project, I'm sure. Oh, that one is cool. All right, hands stay there. It's tall and it's bigger, so I'm not objecting to it. I really like that one, but I think I'm gonna go with this one. Okay. I like that it's got predominantly orange, and I do have that orange journal that's coming up, so it's not the worst thing in the world to make. There's a bit of orange there that it will tie to, but it's not overwhelming. So I think we have a winner. Oh yeah, that's very cool. Okay, dun dun dun, find a place to stay. All right, let's glue you down. Well, I'm so happy you decided to join me today, whoever's still around, to see what I made. I'd love to hear if you have a favorite one after I'll show all the ones at the end, up close and personal, as they say. And we'll see if there's one that you like. I'd love to hear it. This would be fun. Here, we're gonna go with this one. I know we will, even before I finish. It's peeking its head out at me, and I like the blue with that. We'll just have to figure out where we want to put it after the flower goes down. And probably add a little bit of an orange. orange ticket. Oh, this one got destroyed from the label, the closing. Let's go with the next one. Yeah, that's cute. I like it there. And the last thing I'll take a look for and see if I want to use any of that alcohol ink washi tape I made. Now let's connect the two. I really should have made some green washi tape, but I was kind of making them for the journals when I made them. And I've got a yellow, orange, red, and purple journal coming up, and my green was done. So that's kind of why I did not do that. But how fun is that, right? All right, let's see if we can throw a little bit of more rub a little of that off where I don't want it, but I like how it just dulled it a bit. Hands. Well, it's not a true day crafting if your hands don't get a little messy, right? Okay, now let us get this pin in, because that's the last thing I don't want to do. Close that glue, and I will grab the ones that we finished and do an up close and personal. All right, so tiny book pages, some flowers, and some bases, some cardstock, and we made some fun tags. All right, I really do love this one. Bird of Paradise, little statement, north, south, east, west. Ticket. Yeah, I really like that. It looks like it really belongs there. Very fun. All right, this one, like I said, it's got a little bit of a pocket in there, or it can be a journal card with something you put in there, or attach it as a side tuck. But I do like the back that it would be easy to write on. I like how that looks old, very old. All right, and this one, so bright and cheery. I love it. The flower, the layered of the flowers and the tapes, very cool. And this one is so pretty. Nice beige pastel colors, pinks and greens. I really do like that one too. I like them all. This can be hard to choose. This one's fun with the flower. I really do like the ink tapes, even with the little white on there, making them a little more sort of grungy. Very cool. All right, so these are the ones that I did off camera. Just gonna do a little quick close-up. Again, with the gesso on the tapes, very fun. And this purple one, perfect for the purple journal. I like it, void after time punch, so there's a ticket there. Yep, love it, love it. And this one, another peachy one, very cool. Could be for travel. My orange journal, got the tag, love it. And then this one, again, this one has the pocket in there. It's got, I like that's writing in the back, quite layered with a map and dictionary page and some more of that ink tape. So, oh, so many. Oh, so many. I love them. I love them all. All right, well, that is going to be it for me today. I appreciate each and every one of you that has stopped by. And as usual, I hope you all have a wonderful and creative day. Bye now.